Welcome to the edition of BoxingInfo. I'm your host, The Islander, and this is results show and preview show. Results show week ending February the 1st. Alright, let's go through it. There's been some changes here, so I'm just going to cut through the chase. On the 30th in Friday Night Fights in Montreal, most of you probably watched this. Urango scored a unanimous 12-round decision over Ngoudjo in Montreal. One of the most unique things about this bout, obviously, is that Urango scored 2 knockdowns, heavy knockdowns, in the 3rd round, and it looked like Ngoudjo wasn't going to make it the distance. Did a good job of first surviving and then actually making a fight of it in the middle rounds. Judges had this fight way too wide. The judge who had the fight, I think 116, 111, I kind of agree with. I'm not sure what Teddy Atlas was watching, because I did not think this was a 1-point fight. This was definitely 9 rounds to 3, 8 rounds to 4 for Urango, with the point advantage or 2-point advantage for the knockdowns. I'm just saying, here nor there. The unique thing about this was, once again, timekeeper controversy in Montreal. Round number 10 of this fight, ESPN says with rounds running a little bit long, went to almost 5 minutes. It was at least 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Unreal. Alright, so that was that, and Juan Urango's the titleist for the 2nd time. This time I believe he deserved to win the fight. 31st in Cebu City, Philippines, Michael Katsidis scored basically 4 knockdowns, 1 in the 2nd round and 3 in the 4th round. Lost a point for hitting on a break and won a clear-cut, lopsided unanimous decision over Angel Hugo Ramirez. This is going to probably get him back into a mix in the lightweight division, in which I've heard Golden Boy say they want to make a lightweight tournament with about 8 different fighters. And his name is mentioned. I had my schedule, again, had wires crossed, had Koki Kamita fighting in Mexico, but there was another card in Mexico in which Marco Antonio Barrera, for some strange unknown reason, was fighting a guy named Freitas Rojas, who now has a record of 1 win, 8 losses, and 1 draw, and only 1 knockout to his record. And he basically was a late substitute for another guy, was about to get blown out of the fight, when in the 3rd round he bull rushed Barrera with his head down. They clashed heads. Barrera emerged with a vertical cut over his left eye, and they think it may be serious to put the fight with Amir Khan in the middle of March in jeopardy next month. Also on that card, there was an IBF featherweight eliminator, in which, bear with me 1 second. Monty Meza Clay was taking on Jorge Solis, the brother of Archie Solis, who had lost a fight to Manny Pacquiao on gave a good account of himself, but lost by knockout to Manny Pacquiao. In any event, Solis scored, and I didn't have this written on my board, I believe a 5th round stoppage over Monty Meza Clay. I want to verify that for you. Yeah, TKO in the 5th round. He should be getting a shot at Cruz Carbajal, if I am not... Cristobal Cruz, I'm sorry, I've gotten them mixed up. It's been a bad day. Anyway, Jorge Solis is in line now to be the mandatory contender for Cristobal Cruz, the IBF featherweight titleist. That's it for the results. Okay, this is what I've spent most of the time on anyway. This coming week, the schedule. February 6th, Friday Night Fights, ESPN 2 in Salisbury, Maryland. Very good light heavyweight fight. Chris Henry taking on Yusuf Mack. This is a toss-up fight. I'm leaning towards Henry, but Mack may cause the upset, so I'm going with Henry in this fight. It should be a real good fight, nip and tuck. Also on that same night, on Showtime from Lemoore, California, Andre Ward will be fighting Henry Buchanan, and there'll be some other fights on that card in the Showtime Next Generation. Azteca America, also from, I think it's Mayfield, California, or some town like that, is having a card in which Jesus Soto Carras will headline, taking on a gentleman named Carson Jones in a 10-round junior middleweight, 154-pound division. On the 7th, no TV here in the U.S., from Argentina, I think it's Chubut, Argentina, the home area of WBO flyweight titleist Omar Narvaez, and he will be making title defense number 15. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is it's against somebody we've seen before. Rayanta Whitfield, who has fought on ESPN. He's from Augusta, Georgia, and one time I saw him fight against a gentleman from Mexico. He won a very tight 12-round decision, did not look impressive. He has scored a stoppage win since then, going into enemy territory. Interesting thing about this is that Whitfield holds about a 4 or 5 inch height advantage over the champion. Champion's a southpaw. Whitfield's a conventional fighter, very good technical boxer, had a very good amateur background from what I understand. So, either history is going to continue itself with the title defense, the racking up of title defenses with Narvaez, or this will be something if an American goes into Argentina and pulls out a decision, or wins the fight anyhow, any which way. Okay, next up, this will take most of the time. Saturday night, February 7th on Showtime from Anaheim, California. Showtime's, thumbs up. The undisputed super flyweight junior bantamweight champion, if you will, Vic Darchinyan, originally from Armenia, fighting out of Australia, is defending all 3 of those belts for the very first time against Jorge Arce. Darchinyan's coming off of an impressive, dominating beatdown of Christian Mahara's, shot, to me, the upset of the year last year. A 9th round knockout. Jorge Arce has looked horrendous in recent fights since he lost a lopsided decision to Mahara's, but in his last fight he actually looked like he was serious and turned up the juice, so to speak, and actually got an impressive 4th round stoppage in a high contact fight. My heart and my gut go with Arce in this fight. I just think that when you put these two together, Darchinyan showed another dimension against Mahara's, but here's the deal: Mahara's couldn't hurt him even if he hit him with hit him while his back was turned. That's just one simple fact about that. Arce can hurt him. Now, whether he can get the power to Darchinyan is another story. Darchinyan's talking big, like he's going to stop Arce within 3 rounds, and if they both come together, I think Arce's best chance is if Darchinyan does come after him. If Arce has to look for Darchinyan, kind of like Mahara's did, it's going to be a long night. My mind tells me Darchinyan. He's younger, he's fresher. You would think he's got his career on track with these last 2 victories over Mahara's and over, I think it was a Kirilenko, or the gentleman he won the IBF title from. I think it's not Kirilenko. It was a name like that, but a vicious 5th round stoppage. I don't know whether Arce has that much left in the tank. If anything can motivate him, it's this fight. This fight should have taken place 2 or 3 years ago at 112 pounds. I personally think that, Darchinyan's got too much for him. But, on the other hand, this is the first time that Darchinyan's going to face a guy that's not going to back down from him and not going to back up. That Arce is going to be, trying to back Darchinyan up, which, and he's got power that Mahara's didn't have. It's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not going to predict an actual outcome as far as the fight's concerned. I'm leaning towards Darchinyan, but let me put it this way so you know how I feel on the results show. I want Arce to win the fight. Okay? Just let's put it that way. Alright, let's revisit something from last week, because ESPN touched on it, the Margarito thing. Listen, people, we have a thing. This show is taking place in the country called the United States of America. For those of you in Europe, I'm not trying to offend you, but we have a thing here called a person is innocent until proven guilty. For those of you who might be in Latin America, the same goes for you. For those of you who are Cotto worshippers, it doesn't matter whether they found dynamite in those hand wraps. The result of the Cotto Margarito fight is never being overturned. So just get that idea out of your head. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry. It's just the way the world works. Nothing I can do about it. It's not like I'm forcing it. It's just the way it is. The fact of the matter is, it's absolutely irresponsible and asinine of Jim Lampley to actually go on record as saying, even just speculating to Emmanuel Stewart that there could be, he could have done this in the Cotto fight or any other fights. What you're doing is you're disgracing the Nevada State athletic officials. And another thing to point out is, something was strange about this, because generally speaking, when fighters are about to wrap their hands, a member of the other camp is in there when their hands are completely bare. Nazim Richardson, good guy. I know he's recovering from a stroke a couple of years ago. What the hell was he doing all the time that that Margarito's one hand was already wrapped? I mean, you got to ask yourself that. Was he out there toking on some reefer or something? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I mean, personally, if I came in and I saw the hand wrapped around, I'd say unwrap it. I want to see it wrapped. And the other thing too is that with the Cotto fight, Cotto's uncle Evangelista and the Nevada State Athletic officials both signed off on it. So it doesn't matter whether those were cast in his gloves. It's all legit now. That's going to be it for the show. Stay with me next week for the results. Thanks.